Welcome everybody to the 10 o'clock hour. We continue to follow breaking news in Monterey Park. That's where a manhunt is now underway for a shooter who killed 10 people when he opened fire at a ballroom dance club late last night.
The shooting happening just hours after families had gathered in the city right nearby for a Lunar New Year festival. We have team coverage of this deadly tragedy. Let's start with Gil Levis in the sky overhead in Sky 5. Gil.
Lauren and Doug, we're looking at some investigators here in the parking lot now. They just got on scene here and started searching all the evidence markers, walking around very carefully. They're looking at a vehicle there in the center of your screen. This is going to be on the west side of that dance studio and the parking lot here. But as I come out wider, you can see the yellow evidence markers there on the ground that move from the west side to the south side through the parking lot here, indicating that there's quite a bit of evidence throughout the parking lot, ending over near the street here, in one of the parking stalls, I should say, right about here. So a large line of evidence markers that run through the parking lot to the south and to the west side of the studio itself. But you can see a large number of detectives out here, investigators, looking at all the evidence markers very carefully. You see a person here taking some photographs next to that vehicle. It's unclear what they have at that spot, but let me come over to the street side and show you this, if it's still going on. Yes, there's a person that has been detained here, a bicycle in the street. The man is sitting on the curb, and it looks like some police have detained that person. It's unknown if that person is related to the shooting last night or possibly got within the crime scene, and they just have him detained at this point. But again, a wide shot looking at the intersection there of Garvey and Garfield as the investigation continues with the Monterey Park Police, the Sheriff's Department, and the FBI. That's the very latest overhead up in Sky 5. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Gil, just for a moment, are we able to take a look at the police perimeter here? Is it subject just to the parking lot closest to the ballroom, or does it extend further out?
Let me come out and show you. It looks like it's just within that block at this point. You can see the street blocked here. It looks like some media and other people there. That's about halfway down the block. So it's about a block perimeter at this point. It doesn't seem to extend any further than that. But again, on the left-hand side, there's the tents that line Garvey Avenue, and you can get a lay of the land here by looking at exactly that. So it's about, like you said, or like I said, about a block perimeter surrounding the studio.
All right. Gil Levis, thank you very much from Sky 5. We're going to now take it to the ground. That's where our Annie Rose Ramos has been live all morning. She's on the scene to break down the latest information and what we're hearing from authorities.
Lauren and Doug, good morning. I saw you mentioning and heard you mentioning about that police perimeter. We're on Garfield right now, halfway down the block where you can see this police perimeter for all of us media here that are standing side by side reporting on what's happening here. But behind my shoulder, you can see the corner of Garvey and Garfield, and that is where the FBI has set up their command center, and so many other law enforcement agencies are there now investigating what is going on there. Now, the shooting that took place is on to my left. That is at that shopping center. That is where the ballroom dance studio is, and that is where just after 10 p.m. last night at around 10:20, they received those first reports of a shooting. When officers arrived here on scene, they described coming and finding a chaotic and absolutely tragic scene. People screaming in and around that ballroom dance studio, and they found that 10 people were killed. 10 people pronounced dead by firefighters at the scene. We now know those were 5 men, 5 women, at least 10 others taken to nearby hospitals and are now in conditions ranging from stable to critical conditions. Now, we did just hear from Sheriff Robert Luna, who gave us an update about those 10 who have lost their lives from this shooting. Again, we now know that there are 5 men, 5 women. We did not know that just a few hours before. We also heard from the sheriff about their investigation in terms of who pulled the trigger. We know now that the shooter is a man. He confirmed that it was a man, and they now believe, in terms of preliminary descriptions of this shooter, that it may have been an Asian man, an Asian male who they say is who they're now searching for, who they now believe could have been the person who pulled that trigger and who was the shooter late last night. Now, I want to take time in order to really listen to a little bit more about that press conference. Take a listen.
Described as a male Asian. And that's from the scene here in Monterey Park. And it's taken us a while, and please be patient with us, because as we're interviewing victims and witnesses, we've gotten different descriptions of one suspect.
Lauren and Doug, take a look at this. These are some of the scenes moments after the shooting took place. The shooting turning a parking lot into a trauma center. Dozens of emergency personnel assisting the injured. The captain of the sheriff's homicide unit reporting 20 had been shot, 10 pronounced dead at the scene, and 10 others transported to various local hospitals. Now take a look at this. We're also learning more about what happened in the nearby city of Alhambra. This is the scene at a nearby dance studio. Now the city of Alhambra, right next door to Monterey Park, where we're standing right now, just a few minutes away. And we understand about 20 minutes after the shooting that took place here in Monterey Park, there were reports of another shooting in Alhambra. You can see caution tape and police presence out in front of that dance studio. Sheriff Luna confirming that we understand a gun was found at that scene, at that dance studio in Alhambra, and police there fought to disarm the armed person, and the suspect fled in a white van. It's important to note we do not know at this time exactly whether it's a related incident to the Monterey Park shooting, but we do know all of this happening during Lunar New Year celebrations that were planned right here in Monterey Park, and that was since been canceled right here in the city. Now I want to come back live because it's important to note we are standing right in front of the FBI Command Center. I'm going to step aside so our photographer Chris can zoom in. People have been coming in and out of there, about a group of 20 FBI officers walking in just right now. And I don't know if you can see, Lauren and Doug, that it has grown a lot more populated in the past hour. Lots more people standing on the other side of the caution tape, on the other side of that street, as well as people here coming to this side of this street on Garfield Avenue, showing up, wondering what is going on here. A lot of people showing up for the Lunar New Year's celebration that is happening and was planned here. I met one family who says they drove in from Riverside. They were very excited to take part in these New Year's celebration for the Lunar New Year. We know that in that intersection right there behind me, there was going to be food, festivities, live entertainment. All of that has since been canceled. People very disappointed to hear not just that these events have been canceled, but of course the tragedy that has happened and the reason why this is canceled. The city saying they are no longer having these New Year festivities in order to ensure everyone's safety and out of respect for the 10 lives lost here in last night's shooting. Reporting live from Monterey Park, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Annie Rose Ramos, thank you. Now let's get straight to our Erin Meyer. She's also live near the scene in Monterey Park where the community is on edge, and she's been talking to residents there. Erin?
Good morning to you. We are seeing quite a few people come out here to the scene this morning. They still did not know what happened. In fact, we just informed 2 people here about this shooting, and they are shocked, they are saddened once they hear. And I also want to mention Gil Levis was saying there was somebody that had been handcuffed that was taken into custody possibly. Well, they just moved him actually, but you can see him actually there standing right now. Officers around him. It looks like they're about to put him into a vehicle. He actually went through the crime scene on his bicycle, and he was quickly apprehended. This time we don't know if he has any relation to what happened, but he did come through the crime scene. So if you do not have to be down here, it's better to avoid this area. Now, the shooting happened at this ballroom dance studio not far from where we are, Garvey Avenue in Garfield, which is just about a block away from here. We know 911 calls started to come in around 10:22 last night. When officers arrived on scene, they saw numerous people just pouring out of that dance studio screaming, some of them injured. When they went inside, they located additional victims. Once again, sadly, 10 people killed, 10 others injured. We know 5 of the that were killed were women, 5 men, and it was a chaotic scene. People went running into local businesses. According to the LA Times, a man who owns a restaurant said 3 people rushed inside and told him to lock the door. They told the owner there was a man with a semi-automatic gun in the area and that he had multiple rounds of ammunition on him, and once he would run out, he would reload. This all again according to the LA Times. We did speak with quite a few people this morning. They are in disbelief. Take a listen.
All the Chinese, Asian people around here, they go over there for the dancing class. I think my auntie, my uncle, they went there too. But
So very popular?
yeah, very popular, but very fortunate they not was there last night. It's a shock because this is a very safe community, you know. I never heard something like that before, you know.
And we are hearing from officials as well. President Biden tweeted, "Jill and I are praying for those killed and injured in last night's deadly mass shooting in Monterey Park. I'm monitoring this situation closely as it develops and urge the community to follow guidance from local officials and law enforcement in the hours ahead." Congressman Adam Schiff also responding moments ago. He said, "As a country, we have once again awoken to the horrific news that one of our communities has fallen victim to the needless despair of gun violence. I am heartbroken for the people of Monterey Park, a community I once had the honor to represent, and the families and friends of the victims." And then new this morning as well, the LAPD Chief Michael Moore, he tweeted that our people have added patrols across our Asian communities today, and we will meet with any organizers hosting New Year celebrations. We are working closely with the Sheriff's Department and Monterey Park PD to support in any manner possible such a tragic loss of life and a dark day. Now back here live, once again, you can see this area still completely blocked off, and it is expected to be so probably for days. Once again, those in this area just saddened and shocked by what has occurred. I'll send it back to you both in the studio.
Erin Myers, thank you very much. When we return, we'll continue to follow the latest out of Monterey.